Hello and welcome to our overview of the new features included in TestComplete 8.5. TestComplete 8.5 includes lots of exciting improvements that will help you create more powerful tests faster and easier. Let's take a closer look at all the changes. For starters, TestComplete 8.5 provides support for new versions of the most popular web browsers, Microsoft Internet Explorer 9 and Mozilla Firefox 4.0. This means that you can create tests for pages displayed in these browsers in the same way that you created tests for earlier versions of them. And as always, TestComplete provides you with access to the objects displayed on these pages, as well as access to the object's internal properties and methods. One of the other web testing enhancements we've made was to have TestComplete support applications created with the latest version of Adobe Flex technology, version 4.5. TestComplete now provides you with access to the native properties and methods of Adobe Flex, Flash, and Flex-based Air applications. Now in previous versions, the test engine only had access to the properties of the internal objects of these applications. However, now you can also call the object's methods in your tests. For example, you can use these methods to get information on an object's state, to simulate user actions on an object, or to perform unit tests. Let me demonstrate the access to the native methods of a Flex object. Okay, so here's a sample Flex application, and let's explore that in TestComplete. So I'm going to bring up TestComplete here, and we'll flip over to the Object Browser panel. And here's my web page that has the Flex application inside it. I'm going to expand this, and you can see we've got individual elements down here that correspond to our objects in our Flex applications. And when you select an object here on the left-hand side of the screen, then the object's properties are displayed over here on the right. Now what we want to look for is the Flex Object property. So I'm going to click on this advanced view link right here. And you can see here that gives us access to the Flex Object. This Flex Object property provides access to the native properties and methods of the highlighted Flex Object. So to see the methods of the object, we can, or the properties rather, we can drill into this. And then to see the methods, we can click on this tab right here. So now you have access to all these properties and methods, and you can use them in your tests. Along with support for new versions of Microsoft and Mozilla browsers, TestComplete 8.5 includes the ability to quickly test Silverlight applications without the need to change code or prepare them in a special way for testing. TestComplete can access their internal objects, methods, and properties automatically. TestComplete 8.5 also includes a new function that lets you search for web page elements using the XPath syntax. To demonstrate how you can use this, I've got some sample code. Okay, so here's my code, and this code is going to search for information inside a table within a tested web page. You can see right here we're getting a reference to our browser, then we get a reference to the web page that we're going to be working with, and then right here we're calling the new evaluate XPath method. And what that's going to do is call out to all of the elements that are in the second column of a particular table on the specified web page. And this is just using standard XPath syntax here, so you can create any type of valid XPath statement using this evaluate XPath command. So I'm going to go ahead and run this test real quick. Okay, I fast forwarded a bit, and here we have the results of our test run. As we can see, the test retrieved the values from the table and posted them to the log. So let's have a look at the elements that are displayed on the web page and make sure they're accurate. So we can see Paul Brown, Mark Smith, Steve Johns, going right down the line here. And yes, everyone was captured successfully. TestComplete 8.5 also includes a number of minor improvements that simplifies checkpoint creation for novice users. Let me demonstrate this feature by recording a new test and adding a checkpoint to it. Okay, so I'm going to click the Record New Test button. TestComplete once again minimizes down to the recording toolbar. I'm going to bring up my browser here, and let's verify that this cell contains the appropriate value of Paul Brown. So I'm going to create a property checkpoint to do that. And the first change that you'll see here is that we've now included this little animated GIF that walks a user through how to select an object using the Finder tool. So if you're not sure about how to work with the property checkpoint dialog, this little animation will walk you through that process. So now I'm going to select the control I want to verify. We'll choose Paul Brown here. And what I'm going to do is verify the inner text property of that cell. So once the selection comes back, we'll say next. I'm going to choose the inner text property. click Finish, and now here's one more enhancement that's been made. When a checkpoint has added to the test, you can see we've got this message now that tells you, yes, the checkpoint was inserted successfully. The final enhancement I'd like to mention is enhanced support for a large number of controls. The Adobe Spark Grid, DevExpress Navbar controls, Microsoft Link Labels, some Silverlight controls, and over 20 different WinForm controls by Telerik. This advanced support means that the test engine recognizes the controls in tested applications and will offer special methods and properties for simulating user actions against these controls and for retrieving their data. This concludes our overview of the new features in TestComplete 8.5. You can find additional information on the enhancements in the TestComplete documentation. We wish you luck with your testing, and hey, visit us at our website, smartbear.com.